welcome to another episode of Screen Time with Lauren and David, March edition. And today we're going to be talking about our favourite TV, film and YouTube channel or videos from the month of March. Did we go to the cinema? Went to the cinema.
To cinema.
Twice.
Twice, not thrice, just twice.
Twice. Saw a few films. I had a favourite film of the month until last night we watched something. Imagine if we'd have filmed this video last night, it would have been a complete different kettle of fish.
It could have been.
Kettle of fish, kettle of fish. So, let's start. Are you going to do the reveal?
The end.
The end. So we'll start with our TV programmes. David's favourite TV programme this month, Peep Show.
Peep Show. So this is on Netflix at the minute, all of them. Never watched Peep Show. It probably started in the late 90s, I think.
What it is.
On Channel 4. So it follows two chaps called Mark. No, not Mark. It is Mark, isn't
Mark
it?
and Jeremy.
Mark and Jeremy. Sorry, I've had a
No,
busy.
it's not. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to start that again.
No, don't. I don't edit anything.
You
That's
don't
it.
edit,
No,
do you?
that's it. You're there. You're in it.
I'm in. Sorry. Yeah, so it's called Mark and Jeremy. And it just follows their day-to-day life, their
They're
roommates.
20-somethings, aren't they? Living in Bristol, is it? Or is it London?
Don't know.
They're 20-somethings. They've got very odd life. Actually, you need to be talking
Well,
about
yeah, I'm
this.
trying to, but then you just butted in, so you just keep that there. Yeah, so it follows their lives. Mark is like an office 9 till 5 bloke, and Jeremy is a bit of a waste of space, a bit of a druggie, and it just follows their lives really. But it's a really cool concept because instead of just having it as if to say you guys watching us, it would be like, so if there was a scene between Mark and Jeremy, you'd actually, if Jeremy was talking to Mark, it would be looking from Mark's point of view, and then vice versa. It's very clever. It must have taken a long time to do.
It must take a long time to film,
Yeah.
and also it
Really
must be
tricky
they're
and
pretty
tough
good
to
at
act.
acting because
Yeah.
they have to act back to
in
nothing
front
to a
of
camera.
Yeah. So it's just a bit like, well, it is actually a bit like talking.
It's got a really good cast.
It's
Robert
got
Webb's really
Olivia,
funny. Olivia Colman's
Olivia
really
Colman.
good in it.
You've got a bloke called Super Hands who's an absolute druggie in it, and he's really good.
Yeah. It is
There's
very funny.
9 seasons on there, and I'm up to 7. I kind of watch a batch of about 5 or 6 episodes at a time.
What type of people do you think would enjoy it? Like, if you would say, oh, if you
I
liked
definitely
this,
think it's
you would like this.
I definitely think it's like a British comedy.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe if like Black Books, maybe something like that, or because it's certainly very dry comedy.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I think it's good. I haven't
Yeah.
watched all the series and I haven't been watching it with David, but I've enjoyed the bits that I have seen, and I've enjoyed you chuckling.
Yeah, and maybe something like not the It Crowd, because it hasn't got like an audience or anything, but it's just good fun. It's
Is the crowd filmed with a studio audience?
Yeah, it's a live studio audience.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So mine is also so that's originally made by Channel 4. Mine is also Slow For Yo, which stands for Secret Life of 4-Year-Olds. So that is the hashtag that they use. This is a programme that has been on Channel 4 recently, but we watched it on all 4. It is...
You got that right, well done. You never see
I always say
right.
4OD or something from like 2007.
4 online.
4 online, on the interweb. And it is a programme which is about watching 4-year-olds interact with one another. They also have a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old one. I feel like maybe it was the 5-year-old one that I enjoyed the most, but the original one was Secret Life of 4-Year-Olds. So they're in a nursery, and they only have 2 people that 2 nursery nurses, a man and a woman, and they sort of like chip in and arrange activities. But aside from that, they're pretty much left to themselves, aren't they? And it's just been really interesting. They've been doing a lot on gender and gender stereotyping this year, which I really, really enjoyed watching. To begin with, they kept the boys and girls separately and see how they interacted with each other, and then what was different when they brought the girls and boys together. It's just really like fun and interesting, and I watch it like, oh my god, I can't believe these kids have learnt this behaviour so young. They're 4 and they know things, and
they just get more grown up as they get older nowadays. I think because of technology and just their access of ease to the internet, and you know, they work out how to use technology quicker than most adults now.
Yeah. It's just very interesting to watch, and like I like sort of social studies and things like this anyway. But particularly, I'd read a book this month about gender and gender stereotyping, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then went on to watch that. Our favourite girl, Eve, she was just amazing, isn't she? She was in the 5-year-old Real Girl Power. She'd I shared the video on my Facebook page. I'll see if I can share it on Twitter. But it was just basically her saying that. So her and a boy were sat next to each other and they were talking about things that boys and girls can't do. And he was basically saying, oh, girls can't do this and girls can't do that. And she was like, I can do everything. And then he said, oh, girls aren't clever. They just like makeup and shoes or something. And she went, I extracted the DNA from a banana once. She did. Funny. And I just loved her. But it's really interesting. I really, really loved it. Let's go on to films. Movies, as David's written here. David's movie of the month has been Beauty and the Bee. Yeah. What's that? Beauty and the...
It's not a cheap knockoff of Beauty and the Beast. It is actually Beauty and the Beast.
We run out of letters quite early on in this. We need more letters. If someone can tell us where we can get letters to fit this board, it's not a pegboard, it's like a line board. We'd be very appreciative of that. But let's talk about Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast is obviously the live animation remake of their 1991 or 2, I think.
91, I think it is, because Charlotte and I went to
of their original animation, and it's bloody awesome.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was brilliantly done. It was well acted. One of the worst things about it was a bit of auto tuning, especially in Emma Watson's voice,
which I don't necessarily think they needed. Like, I do feel like they auto tuned her voice, and I thought she was really good without her.
Yeah, notably in the first song in Belle, in the one where she's walking around town, it's proper like Cher, the Do You Believe in love? It was very...
What a treat for me to experience that. And everyone else.
Exactly, and that was an auto-tune.
It looked very good, didn't it? It looked beautiful. It was excellent. The costumes were really good.
Like the big ensemble ones, so like
Be Our Guest was very good.
Be Our Guest was awesome. The Gaston was excellent.
Yeah, so
the
Luke
mob
Evans,
song
who
was
played Gaston, was amazing.
Every time I see him, I fall in love with him a little bit more. He's awesome.
He's on an advert for Wales on the telly at the moment, and every time you go on, you're like, oh, Luke!
He's excellent. He's so good.
He's really good. He's one of the best parts of it. Like, I really enjoyed it. He's probably
definitely the best part. And Josh Gad as LeFou was...
Yeah, he's very good.
Those two together were brilliant. That they really, I think they got them spot on the most. And it was just a cracking good film, and it's just Disney are just printing their own money at the minute. It's already made like $690 million.
Sound like an old granddad saying.
I know, they're on a roll and it's working well. It's Disney, they're my boys.
Yeah.
And
one thing I do wish I had more of that had been embellished more was, and there's been loads of talk about this on BookTube at the moment, but the LeFou character had been marketed as being Disney's first gay character, and I could have done with a bit more gay LeFou, to be honest, because I think just pairing him for a quick sort of blink and you miss it dance at the end with a bloke
holding his hand
doesn't count for me as Disney's first gay character.
They could have done that a bit better.
They could have done that a bit better, but I understand, like, well, I don't understand that.
No.
Baby steps, I guess. That's what we're getting from Disney.
Yeah, but they shouldn't do in this day and age. But we'll let them off.
We'll let them off. My favourite film has been Fan 7A5 Tick Beasts. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We bought this on Blu-ray. Yesterday it came out on Blu-ray.
What we should have done, we should have put the beasts in the middle.
Oh, that would have been amazing. What a trick you've missed.
What an idiot.
We watched this on Blu-ray last night. We watched it in the cinema in November and actually did a discussion video about it, didn't we? Would be interested in watching that back and see if we agree with all the things we said there. I will link that discussion video down below that we did when we watched it in November, or was it in December? December, I think it was.
December. Yeah.
I loved it, possibly even more. I loved it this
Harry
time.
Potter?
No, not more than Harry Potter. I loved it even more the second time round. I really thought it's amazing. I think Eddie Redmayne is amazing in it. The guy who plays, I don't actually know his name, but the character Jacob Kowalski is one of my all-time.
He's brilliant. Wizarding World characters.
Everyman heroes.
You know,
I really love him. He's such a nice chap, and I love his character. I really love Queenie as well. I just think it's great. I love the CGI in it. I love the characters. Good. I love the extra little tidbits of Harry Potter, and you must get so annoyed with me the whole way through. I'm like, oh, I definitely think that's got something to do with Ariana Dumbledore.
No, you're not that bad,
actually. He mentions Dumbledore there. Oh, he's got a Hufflepuff scarf on and things like that.
Because my favourite bit is at the very beginning when he makes a reference to Quidditch.
Yeah, that is good.
When she says, "Are you a seeker?" and he goes, "Actually, I'm more of a chaser."
Yeah,
and that was really good.
It's just really as a standalone film, film, I'd really, really, really enjoy it. But just the fact that it's linked into the Harry Potter world is just double. And we went to stay with Simon from Savage Reads, who lives in Liverpool, and that's where the film was filmed. Even though it's set in New York, it's filmed in Liverpool. And
all of it was filmed in Liverpool.
All of it was filmed in Liverpool and Leavesden. So we went. So after we'd seen it in December, we visited Simon in January, and then
he took us
on the tour and took us to the places which they filmed it and things like that, which was amazing. So on watching it a second time, I'm looking at my screen there. On watching it a second time, it was really fun to be able to be like, oh my god, we've been there. Remember that? That's the bank and blah blah blah. Yeah, that was really awesome. Really enjoyable. And I loved watching it again. And we're going on holiday in a few weeks. We're going to take it on holiday there and make people watch it there.
Yep.
So those are the movies. YouTube. My favourite channel this month, or favourite videos I've been watching a lot of, is the Trews. So the Trews is a YouTube channel run by Russell Brand, who used to be my biggest crush in the world when I was at university. Oh my god, I was in love with him. I loved him. I used to dress like him and everything about him. I do fancy him a bit still now, not as much as you though. So Russell Brand is a one-time comedian, although he's still going back on tour, actor, TV presenter, was married to Katy Perry, and also sort of a bit of a political, somewhere in between. He's just got a lot of views on politics and the social state of the country and of America at the moment. And a lot of his thoughts, after watching his Trews videos, are thoughts that I sort of have in my head and things that I think about, particularly the Daily Mail and Fox News. Fox News is not something that I ever cross paths with. I try to avoid it, as I do the Daily Mail. But some of the things I'm thinking when I'm seeing these headlines, I'm like, Russell Brand has pulled those things out of my head that I had in there and sort of articulated himself in his wonderful foppish way. So I have been very much enjoying that, and you've sort of been, and it's a good way to sort of keep up to date with the news.
I'll listen to it if you're watching it.
And being a bit more
trendy.
Not trendy, a bit more, it's more accessible for me. One video I particularly enjoyed was a video about gender stereotyping. Can I go on about gender stereotyping anymore? No. I will link that video down below. That's one of my favourites that he's done recently, but really, I really like him. I know he's complete Marmite for people. Some people hate him, some people love him, but I love him, but also think his channel is really, really good. David, what was your channel of the month?
So my channel of the month is called React. Nice and simple channel, not much to it. Basically, a group of people, sometimes kids, sometimes teenagers, sometimes adults, sometimes old people. They watch, play, and do things, and then these guys like to just film their reactions. So one of my favourite ones to watch is Watch This Without Laughing. I think they've done about 40 episodes of them. We'll link one in the
Ratatouille
comments.
one.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we'll try and find that one. And so basically, guys from YouTube send in clips for these people to watch, and then they have to watch a random selection of clips, and then just try not to laugh.
Yeah.
But when I watch it, I like to take part myself and try not to laugh. In all honesty, I don't laugh that many times, but it's fun.
It's
to
fun
watch
watching people laugh.
Yeah, there is one actually which is a try not to cry.
Oh God, I wouldn't be any good.
No, you might be right. The saddest thing they've got on there is Simba's. Oh my God, Mufasa's death from The Lion King.
Oh no, I would cry at that.
Yeah, that is the worst one. Yeah. But yeah, it's really so. A lot of the YouTube clips that they show them, you've probably seen at some point. If you're an avid YouTube watcher, but it's just good fun, and they do other ones where
it is a good,
sometimes they watch
idea for a channel.
They watch horrors, they watch the scariest things from horror, and they do VR stuff, which is always fun to watch their reactions. It's just good fun. I like that one.
Cool. So that's it. That's our favourite things that we have seen on screens for the month of March. What have you guys been watching in the cinema, on the Blu-rays, on the Netflixes, on the televisions, and on the YouTube? And we would love to hear anything that you think we would be interested in watching, and we'll see you all again next month. Oh, you're really pushing that down on my arm. I think it's going to cut off the circulation. Next month for another Screen Time video. Goodbye!